Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Burlington Raceway for the 17th race of the NAMAR Mountain Dew Code Red Series season. We're getting ready for 30 laps of action on this 1.4-mile road course. It's our third road course of a 5-race road course stretch, and it's our last race in New England for the year. For the second time this season, Hunter Braxton and Audra Baranowskis have won a heat race at the same racetrack. It happened the first time back at Nazareth. That's where Braxton won his third heat race and Baranowskis won her first. And coincidentally enough, this is Braxton's sixth heat win and Baranowskis' second. So the numbers have doubled from 3-1 to 6-2 on the heat win scale. So maybe the next time they win a heat race, it'll be 9-3. I don't know. It's just kind of something kooky. Also, for the second time, Braxton won the coin flip. This is Braxton's third coin flip out of his 6 heat wins that he's won. So he's got a 50% chance, just like the flip itself, of getting the front row. Braxton might have those 6 heat wins, but he's only got one main event win back at Rockingham. Could today be the day he changes that? He starts on the front row. Well, even though there's not really a front row, more of a pole position. Baranowskis will start second, Dylan Young third, Bobo Jones fourth, Dale Lightning fifth, Johnny Gardner sixth, Eli Bright seventh, Casey Nanako eighth, Edwin Mendez ninth, and Alan Cavagnero will start in 10th. There's Seth Cole, your winner from Cape Cod. He starts 11th. He's done really amazing these first 2 road course races, a second at Papyrus and a first at Cape Cod. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets another top 5 here. And we noticed that Nanako, who finished second and had a really fast car, he started 16th at Cape Cod. So you can make your way through the field at these road courses. It's just very difficult and it takes time. We don't have time to look at the point standings. I'll look at them really quick here. Here's your top 5 in the points. Rich, Logan, Young, Bright, and Braxton. That's the top 5, and here's the command.
All right, well, the fun doesn't start until we ask our drivers a question. Are you ready? Drivers, will you please start your engine?
Green, green, green. We are green here at Burlington, and Gardner looks like he got a pretty good jump. He's looking to make it 3 wide back there. And I'm very sorry that right now we are getting 30 frames per second. I forgot to do something on my startup. So I know what the problem is. I am not plugged in. So if I do this, we should fix the problem. Okay, problem has been fixed. I forgot I didn't have the laptop plugged into power. If it's not plugged into power, it likes to kick down the 30 frames per second. So sorry about that small technical difficulty on the first lap, but we are going green here strong now after completing the first lap of the race. I found out what the problem was during the heat races. NAMAR accidentally gave the drivers prototype tires where when they wear, they gain grip instead of losing grip. So they've given the drivers regular tires that have been used all season here for the main event. And those prototype tires likely to be used correctly at a later date. That is the story anyway. What really happened was I looked at the track INI and something called track tire wear loss, which is the percentage of loss at full wear, had a negative sign in front of it, which apparently when you have a negative sign in front of that exact INI setting, it flips the script. Instead of losing grip when your tires are at max wear, you gain grip, and it was at a negative 0.5, so drivers were gaining upwards, were working their way towards a 50% grip increase instead of grip decrease. So that has been fixed. It is now a 30% grip loss, positive 0.3. So these drivers will not be gaining grip over the course of the race. Braxton's doing a pretty good job so far. He continues to lead over Baran-Oscus. And there you see, no one's going to get faster than a 51.9 today. Dylan Young still third. Gardner has made it into fourth. Mendez is fifth. Lightning, Jones, Bright, Nanako, and Cavagnero round out the top 10. And we did have an accident. We will show you at the end of the race. It appears Cole Deaver was wrecked and Lucas Catano was possibly involved. So not what Deaver wanted here at all. Did he even complete a lap? Oh, he did. Barely. On his way to pit road, he completed a lap. So let's take a look at the rest of the standings coming in. Baran-Oscus 6th. And oh, I forgot to mention, Rich did take the points lead since Logan and Young missed Cape Cod. Baran-Oscus 6th, Lightning 7th, Bromers 8th, Nereza's 9th now, Zorland 10th. Commons up to 11th, Tringali down to 12th, RJ Bishop in 13th, Oskin 14th, Seth Cole now moves up to 15th, and the Nakos up to 16th. Ellison falls down to 17th, Fitzwater down to 18th, Bobo Jones down to 19th, and Johnny Gardner will move up to 20th as Sakuli drops down to 21st. Rest of your top 30, Hudson, Cavagnero, Flickinger, Riggs, Deaver, Watson, Moore, Mendez, and Turner. And Benny Watson joins the long list now of drivers who have missed at least one race. We're down to the following drivers who have made every event: Andrew Rich, Hunter Braxton, Enzo Nereza, Seth Cole, James Ellison, Zachary Fitzwater Sr., Alan Cavagnero, and Cole Deaver. We're down to 8 guys, and Deaver is finishing last today, so that's not looking good for him. Marty Johnson had just moved up to 31st in points. He missed out on the race today due to his incident with Ryan Brommer. So a tough break for the 3 and the 23. As Seth Cole has moved up to 10th place. Nanako has fallen outside the top 10, and Seth Cole has moved into the top 10. So Seth Cole looking to get another top 10. How about Martin Wild in 12th place? What a run for this 76 car so far. Now this track is not that technical, so it is tricky to make passes here. Cape Cod was a very technical course. Burlington is not, and it's another mile, 1.3 miles shorter than Cape Cod, so this is going to be an interesting race. I'm not really sure when pit stops will occur because we didn't really see what tire fall off was like in the heat races. As Seth Cole is under fire now from the Nanako for 10th place, as Cavagnero is battling Eli Bright for 9th. And both will gain a position as Cavagnero is riding the bumper of lap down car Lucas Catano. So Catano has lost a ton of time really fast, and ooh, Cavi got tight there. I can't talk. He gives back the spot to Bright. And that is a tough break there for Cavi, trying to gain some ground. We go to the back. Bishop, Nereza, fighting for 13th place. Looking at the rest of the top 20, Colt Hudson 18th, Quinton Moore 20th. It looks like a very tough racetrack to make passes on. Ooh, look at Nereza there making a move to the left side of Bishop for 13th. And Nereza will complete the move. Bright side by side with lap car Catano. And Bright gets tight as well. It looks like that right-hander, you do not want to be on the left side of somebody. This is going to help Cavagnero capitalize, and he will pass the 88. Can anyone get by the lap car of Catano? Alexander Rowe has had an issue. He's 40 seconds behind the field. Braxton still holding on to his lead. The constant battles behind Catano have made a gap from 7th to 8th place. Who's having a bad day? Matthew Logan 21st. Commons is 30th. Wow, Adam Flickinger 31st. So tough days going on for them, but especially Cole Deaver, who will finish in 40th. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more racing from Burlington. We're back here from Burlington Raceway. Man, drivers are really diving it in there on that hairpin corner. And several drivers can still not find the way by Lucas Catano. But there has been a lead change that actually occurred right before break. Baran Oscars took the lead away from Braxton, and Braxton fell to third. Dylan Young now up to second. So Young trying to get his points lead back. Right now, Eli Bright passing back Seth Cole for ninth, as Cavagnaro has been the only driver to get by the lap down car of Lucas Catano. So Young's looking for the points lead back. Andrew Rich sits 16th. Matthew Logan sits 19th. And there's that dive bomb. Look at the Nako to the left side of RJ Bishop. Can he complete the pass? It looks like he will. So we got another points gap. 6 points between Rich and Logan. 25 between Young and Rich. Young and Rich. That's right. That's what I wish I was. I wish I was Young and Rich. You would see me doing this every day. Every day, son. Nanako completes the pass. Martin Wild, who's held his own up here, is only down to 13th. He's looking for 12th place. Sorlin's trying to hold off 15th from Rich. He will do so, as Bright has made it by Lucas Catano. Wild cannot get to the left side of Bishop. Now Seth Cole gets tight behind the 61. Oh, almost blocking the 12. That forces the 12 to go to the unpreferred line. That's going to open the door a little bit for Bishop. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Johnny Gardner has fallen to 6th place. Edwin Mendez and Dale Lightning passing him for positions. 4 of the 5 cars in the top 5 are single-digit numbers. How about that? So the struggle continues behind Catano. Alexander Rowe might just get caught here shortly by the leaders. We're at the halfway mark of the race, and I'm not really sure when pit stops are going to occur. It looks like Braxton is actually losing time now. Oh, Seth Cole going to block Nanako again. He does. Nanako won't get there. So Seth Cole trying to hold on to 10th. Cavi and Bright are moving away. Let's see, 52-2, 52-1, 53-0 on Bobo Jones. So Cavi and Bright definitely closing in on the 0. We'll see if they're able to make any moves, as Braxton has begun falling back here. He's running 52.5s. So Braxton is starting to lose ground, and it looks like he's still not... He still doesn't have what it takes to win this race. We're officially halfway. Dylan Young just lost 0.2 that lap. A reminder that no driver has won 3 races yet this season. Baran Oscars is looking for what would be her 2nd win. If Dylan Young gets to the lead, he'd be looking for his 3rd win. Young has not won in 10 races now. His last win came at Bristol. Baran Oscars won 4 races ago at Trenton. In fact, out of all our 2-time winners, we've had a recent string of drivers getting either their 1st or 2nd wins. If you go back to Nazareth, when Matthew Logan won his 2nd race, Tringali Den won his 1st, Baran Oscars her 1st, Bishop his 1st, Rich his 2nd, and lately, most latest win goes to Seth Cole getting his 1st. Out of the first 5 races of the season, actually, correction, the first 7 races of the season, none of those drivers have won since, except for Andrew Rich. Bright, last one at Atlanta, Braxton at Rockingham, and Ellison at North Wilkesboro. All those drivers are one-time winners, as well as Ryan Brommer, who won at Memphis, put on a clinic at Memphis. That was a sheer domination race right there. And then Dylan Young won at Nashville and Bristol. And while he's been consistent and he's one of the top 3 drivers on the season, he has not won since then. Young does have, however, 2 heat wins at Pocono and Dover, which he won 2 main races before he won 2 heats. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. I mean, Hunter Braxton has shown so much speed winning 6 heat races, but it doesn't seem to be translating to the main event. Where's he sit in points, you might ask? 5th. He's made every race and he's 5th in points. Why is that? Out of those 6 heat wins, what has he translated into 16 races? Well, we'll say the 5. Out of the 5 heat wins in 16 events, he's only translated over 6 top 5s and 7 top 10s with the 1 win. So he hasn't been performing as well as you would think, and he's 68 points behind Andrew Rich. Braxton's average finish is a 13.9. Now, if drivers got points for their heat wins, like say they got 10 points for a heat win, Braxton would be a lot closer on the points right now because of those heat win bonus points. Gardner has passed back Lightning for 5th, and now Mendez is going to take 3rd place away from Hunter Braxton. So Braxton just seemingly doesn't have the race car that he had in his heat race. Cavagnaro has caught to the back end of Bobo Jones, as Eli Bright will attempt to close in himself. Baranowskis continues to pull away. Still no sign of when pit stops will occur, considering the nature of the track. I don't even know if they will pit. What are our lap times right now? Our lap times are closing in on 2 seconds off. And Braxton with a terrible lap that time. I mean, Mendez is doing great. Mendez might just have a shot at closing in the deal here. What would it mean for JD Motorsports to go back to back? And how about Edwin Mendez here at 11 to go? Mendez sits 29th in the point standings. He's missed 1 event and he only has 3 top 10s on the season. Compared to his teammates, Seth Cole sits 15th in points with the 1 win, 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s. Bobo Jones is 19th, missing 2 races with 1 top 5 and 3 top 10s, and Sekuli 21st, 3 top 5s, 3 top 10s. And he's missed 2 races, so Mendez has been the worst out of all of them, despite getting good finishes. But he's looking really hot right now. That time by, he gained 0.3 of a second. So we'll see what happens here. I'm really not sure what the pit window was supposed to be. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. We're back here at Burlington. You did not miss much. I was just checking on a 1X pit strategy race. Fuel would last around 65 laps. So for a road course like this, you really don't need to pit, it seems. You know, for a 30-lap race on 2X, I don't think we're going to see pit stops. But I could be mistaken. Baranowskis continues to lead as Dylan Young continues to fall, and Mendez continues to try and close the distance, if you will, but it looks like his tires might be scrubbed off. And you got to wonder, if you do have to pit sometime in these last 8 laps, what strategy do you take? Do you take any tires or do you take fuel only? And now Mendez is losing time, so apparently whatever speed Mendez had just went away just like that. No signs of any battles going on up here. You see there's Mendez, he's close, but not able to do anything right now as Bright and Cavagnaro are once again battling. And it appears that Seth Cole was the next driver to get by Lucas Catano. He's in the wings in 10th, looking for what could be a better finish than 10th. Bright and Cavi battling side by side for 8th. Look at this fierce competitive battle right here at 8 laps to go. And Bright will get the position for now. That will allow Seth Cole to close the distance a wee bit more. Casey Nanako, RJ Bishop, and Enzo Nareza were the next 3 by Lucas Catano. There you can see him holding up some more drivers. How about Martin Wild holding his own in 15th place today? And there's Sorlin making a move. Can't quite stick. Oh, and he takes the wrong angle into that corner. Goes wide. Nereza's looking for 12th place from Bishop. Late in the going here, like I said, does not look like there will be pit stops. As Edwin Mendez at the line had position over Dylan Young, but did he keep it? Nereza gets by for 12th. And he did not. He was likely to the left. Oh, and we got pit stops. Baranowskis is down. Braxton's the first to stay out. The top three pit here on lap 24. Here we go. This is where things will get interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the top 10 stay out. It looks like only the top 3 are coming down pit road. What's the strategy call here with 6 to go? Tires are up for Baranowskis' crew. Right sides only for the 21. Same for the 2 and the 4. So that's the call for the 21 team, and the 2 and the 4. They're the only ones down pit road. Here comes Wyatt Anderson, actually. He'll come down on the same lap. But now what do? You're going to be taking 5 to go. Do you take fuel only? And do you gain some time? Braxton, Gardner, Jones, Bright coming down. Everyone except for the 5 of Dale Lightning pit here coming to 5 to go. So now Dale Lightning takes the lead. Enzo Nereza will stay out. The lap car of Catano, Andrew Rich, Oskin, Logan. There's a ton of cars from the back of the field staying out that have apparently saved some fuel running back there. All those slow lap times. So what does Hunter Braxton do? He's plopping up the right sides. Looks like everyone's taking right side tires and fuel. There goes Baranowskis. And there goes Braxton. So Young and Mendez get out with ease in front of them. And Gardner's going to look for 5th place. We go all the way to the back. Here comes Dale Lightning down the pit road, coming to 4 to go. Nereza. The lap car of Katana will stay on the track. Is everyone else coming down pit road here? Looks like that is the case. There's Baranowskis. I don't think any of these drivers are going to take the lead away from her. She had a pretty commanding lead. And they're all taking right side tires. So that's the call here. Right sides and fuel. And Baranowskis takes the lead back with ease. So no one's really going to gain anything here. The sooner you pit, the better off you were. Actually, I don't even know if it really made much of a difference. So Baranowskis leads. Dylan Young's trailing. Oh, he's closer than he was before. Does he have a shot? They'll take 3 to go at the start-finish line. Is Young's car better with those fresh right sides? I mean, he's really closing the gap. Oh, my goodness gracious. Is Baranowskis going to give this race up here at the end? 3 laps to go. What are the lap times those last time by? 53.1 to a 52.3. Wow, Dylan Young has closed the gap big time. Here's your top 10 after pit stops. Baranowskis, Young, Mendez, Gardner, Braxton, Bright, Lightning, Cavagnaro, Seth Cole, and Nereza. That's the new top 10. Falling outside. Wow, Bobo Jones fell to 38th. Really tough break for the Zero car. Not the finish that team wanted. But we're focusing at the front. Does Dylan Young make any kind of move on Baranowskis here? It's his teammate after all. Do you race your teammate really hard for this win? We saw Gardner get his bumper put to by Casey Nanako back at Cape Cod for 3rd place. So manufacturer-wise, they don't care. Do they care? Teammate-wise, where's Dylan Young making his move? He's making it to the right side of Baranowskis, not the preferred line, but Young outbreaks her. Out of the hairpin. Baranowskis, Dylan Young, side by side for the race lead. Teammates duking it out here at Burlington. Young again outbreaks the 21. Still though, left-hand corners to the helicopter view. Young with the advantage. Does he clear? No, he can't. Young again outbreaks the 21. But Baranowskis with the preferred line. They're coming to the white flag. Young with the line advantage. Down the straightaway. Young leads at the line at the white. Baranowskis lifts. Dylan Young to the lead. And Baranowskis with a bad angle through that corner. Ooh, she's trying to dive it in there. And Dylan Young's pulling away. Oh, he's gone. Baranowskis led the entire race just to lose it at the end. Incredible. Something crazy is going to have to happen for her to win this race. Through the final corners. Down the straightaway, it's going to be Dylan Young picking up his third win of the season here at Burlington. On pit road, Benjamin Ice. Perhaps an issue with him and someone else. But it's Dylan Young taking his third checkered flag, of the season. And that snaps a long winless streak for the 2 team. He raced her clean, and it came down to the braking zones. That's really where Young had the advantage, was he was really able to throw it in the corner deeper than Baranowskis. Braking's going to be huge at a high-speed track like Watkins Glen next week. That's where we're headed next. Rest of your top 10 results. Edwin Mendez with a 3rd place finish here today. That's his first top 5 on the season. Johnny Gardner, 4th place, continuing his momentum as he tries to creep up higher into the top 20. Braxton will end his day in 5th. Dale Lightning 6th. Cavagnaro 7th. Bright 8th. Seth Cole 9th. So top 10s all around so far on these road courses for Seth Cole. And Enzo Nareza will end up in 10th. Before we go, we're going to find out what happened to Cole Deaver, and then we will sign off. I just want to mention really quickly that Benjamin Ice blew up on the 2-to-go lap. Catano and Deaver were 3 wide with Peter Onjak here in a part of the racetrack where Ryan Brommer and Marty Johnson wrecked. And it's just the same thing here. Catano just doesn't get off the quarter panel of the car in the middle, and that hooks him hard into that wall. And look at that. See Deaver again, a car almost flipping over. Catano ends up going for a spin, and this takes Deaver out of the race. So tough break for Cole Deaver. But with that, guys, I will see you at Watkins Glen.